I've been plotting on a million. Everybody ask me how I'm feeling. I just tell them I'll be good in a minute. I'll be good in a minute. No more ducking bras when we winning. They just wanna play a part when we in it. Start to the finish. Wasn't from the start, so you can't finish. How some niggas trick up on me, now they missing. Now they all up on me, but I know that's for attention. I've been plotting on a million. I've been plotting on a million. Don't nobody know the feeling. Yeah, I've been plotting on a million. Everybody ask me how I'm feeling. I just tell them I'll be good in a minute. I'll be good.
Welcome back to another episode of the Guys Huddle. Here with us, we got today's Big Timmy, Nick Money, and we got Ki, the old man with cold pan, coming into you soon here. First things first, we want to go over the official sponsor of the Guys Huddle, which is First Option Trucking, located in Marion, Indiana, 3072 West Delphi Pike. Phone number is 765-660-2210. Go to First Option Trucking for more details. Big Timmy, we got a lot to talk about. I know we've had a little bit of hiatus there, so we appreciate everybody. Nick, glad to have you on here. Appreciate you coming, buddy.
Appreciate you having me.
First things first, everybody knows why Nick's here. We're just going to jump right into the fire here. Something you usually don't see. You got IU, first off, being ranked. That's unheard of. Second off, in the college football playoffs in the same year that they expanded it, Alabama did not make it. Nick, I'll let you go ahead and start first. What do you expect to come out of the game today? Do you think IU just pulls off the ultimate upset? I know you're a big Notre Dame guy, Big Timmy. IU football.
It's a little confusing. He likes IU basketball.
I like IU basketball and Notre Dame football. It's how I was raised, but apparently my dad's a bandwagon IU fan all of a sudden. So him and my grandpa both rooting for IU football, and I was like, well, that's stupid. Don't just hop on them now. They've been terrible for 60 years. So what I think is going to happen, I think it's going to be about 21, 24, 13 at halftime, and it's going to end 38, 41 to 16. It's not going to be a close game. It'll be close, tight first half probably, but Notre Dame's going to run away with it. It's not going to be close. People are underrating Notre Dame a lot because of the week 2 loss to Northern Illinois. That's water under the bridge. If anything, that loss was the best thing that ever happened to them. It made them a much better team. They've dominated every single game since, except for the Louisville game. Ended up being a 7-point game in South Bend, but it was 14, 17 points at one point. It wasn't a close game. Louisville got a couple garbage time points, but Notre Dame has dominated every single game.
Yeah, I think IU will be better the next couple of years once the coach they got is able to actually recruit decent players. Because right now Notre Dame's debating on what 5-star quarterback they want to start. IU's trying to figure out if they have a 5-star quarterback to start.
Yeah. And Notre Dame's biggest problems always quarterback. This year, Riley Leonard, he can't really throw the ball down the field very well, but with a running game as effective as ours has been, he hasn't had to.
That's what I was going to say. If IU can stop the running game, it'll be a close game. But if they can't stop the running game, you guys win by 30.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to stop
And
us
I
as
think
good
their
as their run
defense, they have
defense
good
is.
pass defense. So if they make you one-dimensional, your quarterback might throw a couple picks.
Yeah, they do have a really good run defense, but I just don't think they're going to be able to hold up throughout the whole course of a game with the physicality of Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like right now, a couple years when IU gets some good recruits in from that coach being there, then it'd be a different story. But I just don't think they have enough manpower.
For sure. I like IU. I've rooted for them all year long, but now it's just, I mean, I can't root against them against my favorite team. You know, I don't think it'll be
That
close.
coach got something different brewing over there. I like it. I mean, I don't have really a favorite college football team.
I mean, he falls for the Nick
He's got
Saban
that.
tree, so.
He's got that. I don't know, it factor. He just seems like he walks in and everybody knows he's the guy. I don't know how to
He
explain
reminds
it.
me of the football version of oh man,
The football version.
nope, never mind. I'll come back to it.
Yeah, and don't worry, Big Tim. We'll be here all day.
You got me here early.
He reminds me of he gives me a Sean Payton vibe. Like he walks in and like, yeah, I know why I'm here. You're gonna find out why I'm here. But he, I don't know, just the swagger he walks with. He check my record, check my stats. You know what I'm saying? Kind of guy. He just
Old Bobby Knight.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's already certified himself as a legend in Indiana. So he signed his contract extension. We'll see what the next few years are going to be like. Definitely, though, brought a lot of attention that he's going to be able to get recruits. He's proved that he can win already. Will they be in the playoff every year? Will you look at the teams that missed this year that were probably better than Indiana? They just had a couple bad games that left. You know, that's their own fault. They didn't show up for certain games, like Alabama, who we'll talk about later, Ole Miss, Miami. All those teams debatably better than IU. So is IU going to be in here every year? We don't know, but
listen. I'm just glad they didn't do what they did last year. I think they got too much heat for that with Florida State. Like, yes, people got hurt. I understand you got to make money off it at some point, but ultimately, when did it come down to we're going to give the people who we think they want to see versus who actually had the better records?
yeah, but when Florida State, they lost their first string quarterback and then they lost their second string quarterback,
I'm not arguing that they didn't, but I just it seems like a shot in the gut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. The rest of the team deserved it. It's not their fault. They lost one player.
That's like saying the Chiefs don't get to go to the playoffs if Patrick Mahomes gets hurt before the playoffs.
They're not going far, but yeah.
Carson Wentz football is beautiful sight.
Oh my god, I can
either make you.
He's only had 3 bad seasons. He's had some memorable bad moments, very very memorable bad moments, but he really hasn't been a bad quarterback in the NFL.
Those moments.
I would have took him for another year over Matt Ryan.
I mean, I saw his stats. I mean, the year we got rid of him, he had.
Appreciate you stopping in, Gene.
I think he had 3,900 yards. I'm forgetting which exactly, but 27 touchdowns, only 7 interceptions. Probably had 5 or 6 fumbles too. But
that's what I'm saying. Though I would have took him over Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah, that year Matt Ryan had 19 fumbles in the first 12 weeks or something like that.
I feel like him and Phillip Rivers throw the ball the same, and I hate it. They look like they're
Uncle Phil knows how to spin it. That's for sure.
He looks like he's throwing it like it's like a shot put contest. Like
they're just slinging it out there.
Last time we made the playoffs, so Uncle Phil.
Yeah, fire Chris Ballard, but we're not going to get into that today. That's a 2-hour rant. What's up,
KI, the old man with the cold plan, joining us today?
You had an Eagles hat on.
Oh, I thought he had a. Oh my god,
as he should. If I was an Eagles fan, I'd be rocking an Eagles hat too. I mean, have you seen him?
He's a Pittsburgh fan.
I'm a Steelers fan.
True. I forgot about that.
Eagles.
The wrong side of Pennsylvania.
I forgot about that.
The Band-Aid's still coming off on that one. Don't worry, we'll get to that. Want to talk about here as well. We've got a lot to talk about NFL. We're just going to go ahead and pull up the standings as it currently stands, what needs to happen for certain teams to get in, what teams you think could potentially be, sleepers to, win it all. I want to talk on the NFC side because that's the nobody fucking cares league.
I'm glad we're all on the same page with that.
Nick, I haven't got to talk to you about this. I've talked to Jason about this. Detroit, yes.
Are we talking about the Detroit Lions?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Detroit, yes, they've had their injuries as everybody else does in the league. It sucks. It happens. However,
Yeah, but
Detroit Lions are the biggest fraud team I've seen since the Pittsburgh Steelers went 11-0.
I got
When
still a little
around the
shaky.
COVID
Can
season.
we see their schedule, please?
Yes, it's terrible. It's terrible.
I mean, I can't. I mean, I know they've played some close games.
terrible. Best team they played was Buffalo.
They played the Vikings, buddy.
I feel bad.
That's a division game.
Listen, I feel bad for Detroit, honestly.
Look at
Look,
this. Ready?
everybody has injuries, but they only have 2 starters on their defense left.
Okay, played Rams. Rams are a good team.
Yep.
Rough start to the season, though.
They lost to the Buccaneers.
Good football team.
They're-
Very
hold on,
underrated football team.
Because I remember when everybody on here was dog walking Baker Mayfield.
He
That was
wasn't
not me. I'm a Baker Mayfield.
Cardinals are not a good
fan.
team.
They're
Seattle,
a mediocre team.
I don't consider Seattle to be a good team at all.
Mediocre team.
Can't finish in the red zone. Cowboys trash. Vikings, that's a division game that can be 50-50 regardless. Titans trash. Packers division
You
game.
can't be giving them a pass.
That
because-
Packers game was the first Packers game. I mean, it was 10-3.
Yeah.
Almost going into half without a pick six.
So
at
far,
half.
before this even starts, the best team they've played so far, if you want to count the Rams, but at the first part of the year, they weren't good at all.
Yeah, you're right.
Packers and
The
Vikings
Texans
are
now.
better than the Rams,
And
so-
I don't care if you say division game or not. Packers and Vikings are both great.
I'm not
That's what
saying
I'm
that
saying. You
it's,
can't
it's a good
you can't
division,
just,
but
like,
you
put
can
that
flip a
out.
coin toss. Anybody can win a division game. We see that week.
No,
in,
you're
week
right.
week
We'll
out.
see this
I
week.
mean,
with
you're
the Colts.
right, but that's still a tough game. If anything,
have
that makes
the
it go
Texans.
tougher.
He threw
Me-
5 interceptions.
Texans, hot take, very overrated football team.
I'm not
Very
saying they're not,
overrated.
but as according to this schedule
No,
right
I'm,
now,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Colts, the Jaguars, they swept their whole division this year.
Yep. Sounds about like the
The
Broncos.
Bears, the Packers, the Bills, they play the Bears again, they play the 49ers, and then the Vikings.
They're going to probably lose to the Vikings. They'll probably win the other two, though. I think.
But
No,
I mean, come
no,
on
no.
now. They played
Terrible year.
if you want to count division games, Vikings and Bears, Vikings and Packers twice. I guess that's 4 games. You played the hardest team on your schedule, which was the Bills. I mean, me and Ki went over this schedule a few weeks ago, and I was just exposing them, bro. Just because, like, in my opinion, they haven't played anybody with a high enough power offense besides Buffalo that can go, you know what I'm saying? Like in the NFC, they don't have that. The NFC doesn't have quarterbacks to compete with something.
No,
like
that's
that.
what I was
So,
thinking about the other day. There might be some better teams in the NFC, but the quarterbacks is all AFC. I mean, it's the
And that's what you
AFC is
need to,
completely
you
loaded.
know.
The top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL are all in the AFC, and
So-
it's not close.
You
I
could
just-
debate maybe top 6.
Listen. What I'm saying though is, with Detroit, them steady pulling off these wins with all these injuries, like I want to know what they are at full power, Ryan. Like when they play an AFC team, I
they
don't want
don't
them.
scare me with full power. That's the issue. When they play an AFC team, they fold like a fucking lawn chair.
Okay, listen, they did that to the Ravens. Okay, I know what game you're
I
referring
mean,
to.
Buffalo
okay?
led by almost 21 points over, I'd say 50% of the game.
Yeah, but bro, have you seen their injury roster?
They have like almost 25 people injured.
Yeah,
Out
yeah,
for
I
the
was gonna
season.
say it's like 24, 25 people. Like,
Look, the Lions, you're the first person I've heard say overrated. Yeah, they've had not tough schedule, but they have dominated. It's not like they're squeaking these games out like the Chiefs are. I mean, they're
I
dominating.
think the Chiefs, I don't even want to get started.
Their wins, they have dominated almost every
But I
win.
mean, it's not hard to dominate some of these teams, though. The Cardinals, Seattle, Cowboys, Titans, Jaguars, Colts. I mean, those are teams you're easy. I mean, 49ers, they're going to smack the fuck out of them. And everybody's seen the Captain
I like
America
the
Bad
Lions,
Avengers
but
team isn't all
the-
put together.
Too many injuries either way. The Lions, I mean,
I just look at it this way.
it won't be able to sustain. They won't be able to
Texans
sustain it in
are-
the playoffs.
In my opinion,
Not
one
at
of
all,
your
Nick.
least powered AFC teams currently. And he threw 5 interceptions. against them.
Hey, that is one bad game. That's the only knock
But-
on his entire season.
But
and they won
5
that game.
interceptions when he starts fucking
But-
up against an AFC team. What do you think that's going to happen against? Imagine if he played the Bengals. I mean, obviously they've had other problems.
Well, if they play the
But
Bengals, they're going to score
imagine-
63 points.
Imagine if they do that against,
Yeah, yes, yeah.
they could
That
do
was
that
a bad.
against-
That was a bad example, Ryan. Because
I mean, I'm just saying, no, it's not, because look at it this way: the Bengals can put up 52 points. They still might lose the game, but they can put up 52. I mean, if they do that against, the Steelers, if they do that against Baltimore, if they do that against Kansas City, you can't do
the
that.
thing is with the Lions, they can win games scoring 50 points.
Yeah.
And they lost David Montgomery. They still have Jahmyr Gibbs, who's
They actually
arguably.
just came out with a report this morning that he might be making it back. It's not a season.
I didn't see that. I think I did see that actually, but either way, he's going to miss some time. Probably the rest of the regular season, 3 games, maybe the first round of the playoffs even.
Yeah.
So it's going to be close, but either way, their offense without him, they're still full power offense because of how good Jahmyr Gibbs is. It's just going to take Montgomery's 3 catches and 14 carries a game. They're just going to go ahead and give that to Jahmyr Gibbs, and he's going to go even stupider than he does now.
Right.
Their offense is absolutely loaded. The defense, though, I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to overcome the injuries because
Look, outside of
Playoffs
quarterback,
is
Detroit
defense.
has probably an offense that can go up against any AFC team.
I hate the Goff disrespect. I mean, he's
And I'm not
a top
saying
10
no. I'm not
quarterback.
saying that he's not good. I'm just saying he's not like a top 5 quarterback like in AFC. He's good.
No, you're right.
I'm not saying that because I don't mind golf, but that's.
I mean, realistically, let's look at it, because I mean,
it's
the
not the
NFC
offense that we should be worried about. It's the damn defense. The defense can't stop a nosebleed right now.
the NFC.
Their offense can put up points with any AFC team. I'm not worried about that.
I mean, let's look if the playoffs started right now, which I mean they basically already here.
I think Lions end up a wild card team if that's where you're going. I think
Their problem right now is they're going to have to run into the Eagles, and the Eagles are the most complete team on the AFC side. And
I think the Vikings are going to beat them the second matchup. I think the Vikings are a much better team all around.
Hey, I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I told Trey the other day. I think Green Bay is the sleeper. Is the sleeper in his division, bro. I
think they're a year away still.
You think they're a year away? I feel like they can shock the world this year. I'm not saying that they're gonna go to the.
They
the
could.
chip,
I like Jordan Love a lot.
but I think they could shock one of those teams.
They definitely could, except if the playoffs started today, Jason. Tampa plays Green Bay, and I don't care what nobody says. Tampa is about to smack the fuck out of some people. They've already beat the 2 best teams in the NFC, and that's Philadelphia and Detroit.
I think the Buccaneers. I mean, they have a couple whatever losses, but they are a good football team. They are easily the best team in that division.
Hey Nick, I don't give a fuck what Ryan says. I don't believe in Baker. Okay.
I hate to hear it. I love Baker.
Yeah, I converted this year. I believe in Baker now.
I've been a Baker supporter since he got drafted. Hey,
we've been a Baker hater.
I mean,
for the last
you
2
don't
years.
got to believe him or not, but his stat record this year says I have a W against the Detroit Lions and I have a W against the Philadelphia Eagles.
It also says I have 2 losses to Kirk Cousins, but
it also says he has a loss to the Baltimore Ravens.
I still love Baker, man.
Listen, you can't even feel bad having a loss to Kirk Cousins.
Man, Kirk Cousins' fall off is crazy.
I mean, you had to expect that it was coming, though.
But during the season, I mean, he went from 5 touchdowns, 500 yards to 4 games in a row, 0 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's just absurd.
Still think there's a problem there, and I think we're starting to realize it was not Arthur Smith.
No, I fucking hate Arthur Smith.
Trust me, I didn't like him as much as you did. But look at this: how many weeks did it take Bijan Robinson to score more than 1 touchdown? And I'm not talking about in a game. How many times did we have to?
But what's the issue? If it's not
is it coordinators?
Because they got new coaches, all new coordinators this year.
That's like Baltimore to me though, Nick. Baltimore go out and win a game, and you'll look and you see Derrick Henry ran the ball 22 times, and then you'll see him next week with a loss, and you'll see he ran the ball 12 times. Give the ball to Bijan. The nigga is a fucking phenomenon. Like, is they just
Bijan is an absolute stud.
Do they not like him? Like, he's supposed to be getting way more touches than he's been getting.
Ryan said, "I know somebody that appreciate him."
Hey, listen. Let me tell you something. Can we all talk about how The 49ers needed to be fine. They probably should lose some draft picks. The Christian McCaffrey situation.
First of all, Ryan, I am so glad you are not Roger Goodell or anything, because you will find spend some motherfuckers for anything.
Oh, yeah. Well, this one specifically, to all the sports bettors out there, to all the fantasy league managers, to everybody out there that took Christian McCaffrey any earlier than the last round is very upset.
Hey, real ball knowers had a feeling. He's had two straight seasons, completely no injury at all. Been perfectly good.
Listen,
He was bound for something.
that might happen. However, nobody knew nothing about anything. All of a sudden, week one, he's
crazy.
questionable.
Yeah, and then he's on IR. Misses the first 10 weeks, I think it was.
He has back 2 games, I think.
Played 2 or 3 full games. First quarter of the next game, boom, out for the rest of the season. Crazy situation.
Something got swept under the rug, and then they were being investigated for it.
He'll be back next year.
He'll be back next year.
When we talk about the 49ers are going into rebuild mode.
I've stood on this hill. You can ask Trey. I've been telling Trey since that first Super Bowl they made against the Chiefs.
Listen,
and with this era, Shanahan is a dog shit coach. Very overrated.
I'm not sure we can
coach.
take Trey's opinions realistically anymore. He sat on the hill and told us the Cowboys were a great team. I swear to God, you guys were all right there.
Hey, Mike McCarthy, though, he's got them boys playing good football right now. They are playing some good football right now. Granted, they have played some bottom of the barrel poop shits, but they were playing some solid football right now.
Hey, Nick, did somebody pay you to say that?
No.
Are you endorsed by the boys?
It must be a Jerry Jones Foundation.
I also know we're talking.
Hey, I'm
about
just a CD fan. I'm just a CD fan. That's all I.
We gonna run this Alabama getting snubbed thing, or?
No, I mean, we kind of already touched on that, but
we barely.
Well, first of all,
still got
I'll
other.
tell you something. It's about time. Okay, it's about goddamn time. We don't have to hear about Alabama in the goddamn playoffs.
It is tough. They're a good team,
usually they find a way to let Alabama slip in.
I mean, it was their own fault. You know, they beat Oklahoma. They're in. But instead they lose 24-3 to a 6-6 team. That's
what I'd do if I wanted to get in the playoffs.
That's bad.
First of all, after they got their ass beat by Vanderbilt, they shouldn't even been qualified.
I mean, their losses.
Typing on Google, how do you unqualify from the college football playoffs?
I mean, they hurt themselves. Those are games you gotta win those. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Ooh,
Ryan,
Indiana's beating Notre Dame today.
Get out of here, Devin. We're not about to get into this right now because we can make the whole podcast about it. Honestly,
no, we ain't got enough time for that. We still got plenty of other stuff to talk about. Jake,
I can jump on IU's side if I needed to. You know.
Oh no, we still got the NFC playoffs.
Still love IU basketball though, Devin. Still love IU basketball, but
listen though, Ryan, listen. That's like to me. That's like Detroit. With the Alabamas, they beat the teams they supposed to beat.
Yeah, I would hope so. You know what I'm saying? They played a bunch of bottom of the barrel garbage teams. You know.
Right. I can't, as a Steelers fan, I can't argue about schedule because I feel like we had a light ass schedule this year.
Yeah, got your ass whooped by the Colts, so.
Hey! Listen, Patrick prayed for that.
That was Patrick's one Christmas gift this year.
We had to have one high spot this season. We never beat the Steelers, so I'll take that being our high spot. We never beat the Steelers.
We beat them 2 years in a row, though. We beat them
another.
As two Colts fans, does it feel better to beat Pittsburgh
or to be out of the playoffs? Your pick.
Oh, Jacksonville. If we beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville, I'm probably going to fly there just to throw a party on there.
I mean, it's been next year will be 9 years if we lose. Okay. Or 10 years. I mean, it's
so it's Jacksonville at home is y'all goal right now.
Yeah,
it's gotta be. It's like winning the next thing to a ring for the Colts. I want to talk about the Commanders. They are currently in the playoffs, which they would verse the Philadelphia Eagles.
That could be another sleeper, but I just think they're too young.
That's a division game.
Hey, Patrick, I was about to say the same thing.
What's the Eagles' rest of their schedule?
Oh,
All division: Cowboys, Giants, Redskins. Not in that order, but
The hoop. I think.
Hey, look, us four can get together and we can beat the Giants.
And we could probably play defense for the Bengals too.
Nick, they'd love to have us on the line.
Absolutely. I don't know about the line. Trey Hendrickson's holding it down, but the rest of those bums, they better figure it out.
They're just there.
Listen, the Bengals are about to implode this year. They got everybody.
No, we'll talk about AFC in a minute, but Eagles got all division games,
and they play. If the playoffs started today, they play the Commanders.
Eagles win out. The Lions are going to lose to the Vikings. I think that'll guarantee Vikings the 1 seed. I'm not sure. Vikings will end up 1 or 2 seed. Lions will end up wild card because they're going to lose to the Vikings. I just think that's what's going to happen. But first round, it'll be, let's say it's Eagles and Commanders in the third time.
Yeah, and that would be the Packers
Eagles
versus Tampa, and they would put Vikings versus the Rams.
Rams playing good.
Yes,
that could be an upset.
Huh?
The Rams could steal that game against the Vikings.
There's a lot of sleep.
All those Eagles win. The rest of those could all be upsets. I mean, they're coin flip games. With the Rams are back. They're fully healthy right now. I'm pretty sure, mostly healthy.
Yeah.
Stafford is slinging it. Probably the top 3 duo in the entire league. Because Cooper Kupp's taking a step back, but I mean, Puka Nacua is absolutely elite.
Every fucking thing.
Absolutely elite.
All right, let's move over to the AFC here. This could be interesting.
Bills end up right. That's my prediction.
I mean, the Chiefs are going to have a great downfall.
No, they're not.
I mean, who they play? I guess they play the Texans and they play the Steelers. So, at 2 of their last 3 games.
Well, I can tell you this: on Christmas, they gonna have a game on their hand on Christmas, because I can tell you something. My defense is not gonna play with Patrick Mahomes.
And we're trying to do y'all a favor.
I think the Steelers can beat the Chiefs for sure. It's going to be this week is going to determine it, because the Chiefs are going to beat the Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to lose out.
Colts fans are praying for.
Hold on.
I don't think it matters.
Before we go any
matters.
further, how does everybody feel about Bo Nix?
He's second in Rookie of the Year in my opinion. I think Brock Bowers is running away with number 1, but I think Bo Nix will win it.
No, they Daniels there at all.
He's third for sure, but I think Bo Nix has been significantly better in the second half of the season.
I was wondering, because I thought it was just me. I thought, because Bo Nix been balling out. I thought
Jaden Daniels first half of the season easily.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of
Brock Bowers.
off,
Brock Bowers is 3 games left, and he's only 8 yards away from passing Puka's record from last year. He's about to shatter that in 3 games. Yeah. He's going to have 3 straight games.
It reminds me of the Jameis Winston
for the record,
30 for 30. He said, "Who'd you sell that to, Rashad? Who'd you sell that with? John Gruden." Because who else is he going to throw to the ball to over there?
Oh, man. Hey, Jacoby Myers, don't sleep on him. 0 drops this season. Only receiver with 100-plus targets, 0 drops.
Right now,
that's crazy.
The Colts.
That is crazy. That's a crazy stat.
Yeah.
The Colts have the number 1 easiest schedule in the entire NFL the rest of the year. We have the Titans in Indianapolis this week. Then we go to New York Giants, I think. And then at home against Giants might even be in Indy. And then we have
no, it's not. It's in New York. And we're
okay, and then we come back home and have Jacksonville with
Houston,
Mac Jones.
If the Chargers lost last night, we might make the playoffs because there's a chance Denver could lose out and we could win out.
Well, I mean, there's still a chance Houston could lose out. I don't know what you just.
We don't make the playoffs.
That's what I think our best case scenario
because,
is.
Look, they play the Chiefs.
How many wins do the Texans have right now?
They got, I think, 8. You guys,
that's what I was thinking. They could lose out because they play the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Titans. And if the Titans know, hey, we can go out here and we can end their season right now. They already beat them. They already beat them once.
They're sending the the team after.
They are, yeah. I mean, that'll be a game that it's any given Sunday. Titans could get up for that game knowing they can in their, a division rivals playoff chances. Granted, it'll help the Colts, but I feel like they'll still be like, we can go out there, we can end the Texan season.
Well, I mean, and who do the Chargers play out? Or who does
Easy.
is-
Raiders and Patriots.
Denver play
Somebody else.
The Bengals and the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Broncos
even if
will
they
lose out.
we still
Broncos will lose out. Bengals will win out. Bengals will make it in, is what I think happens.
Bengals making anything?
If the Texans beat the Titans, it's going to be Bengals as a 7 seed.
Oh, that's still pushing it.
Also, even if the Texans lose every game, they still win the division.
I'm a Colts fan, but I'd rather see the Bengals make the playoffs than us. They are. Joe Burrow is electrifying.
Yeah, so we end at 9-8. They'd end at 9-8, and they own both the tiebreakers over us.
Yep.
So yeah, there's not.
So everybody in the podcast at the beginning of the season, honestly, how many games did you guys think Pittsburgh would win this year? I'm gonna be honest.
9.
Based off their schedule, at least 50%.
I mean, it's Mike Tomlin, so I pegged him for 9 to 10 max.
Whatever makes them 500 exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And then I talked to Big Timmy, right? Big Timmy say, "Hey Jay, y'all got to get Justin Fields from out there. You got to put Russell in the game." And I told Big Timmy, "You out your fucking mind. You're out your fucking mind. There's no way we need to put this old ass bum who ain't did shit in a while in the game." And then we put him in the game, and now look at us. I would like to apologize to Timmy again.
And I'll try to tell you, Russ isn't necessarily washed. He just needs a certain system, and that system is very reminiscent of the Seattle system.
He's just living on throwing it deep to freaking Pickens.
I would say,
I mean, without Pickens, they've been terrible though. Without him, they've been terrible for 2 games. Offense can't move the ball. I mean, that type of offense isn't sustainable. I used to like Russ, but I'm just not a fan anymore because he lives off just throwing it deep.
Well, also you got to take into consideration at least this game they are without Justin Fields, so that little third down short yardage they need to do, they can't do that.
Red zone package, they bring him in and run it. That trying to get the first down with the clock to run the clock out.
We don't care. We got a double-headed monster at
Who do they play this week?
Really a triple-headed because you got Cordell Patterson too.
Did you just call Najee Harris one of the bottom 5 running backs in the league a double-headed monster? He's having a fraud season. You know what he's doing? He's going to get you guys to pay him this massive contract. He's going to show up next year, fat as hell, slow as shit like he was the last 4 years. And you guys are going to be like, damn, we just gave this guy another 3-year contract. And you're going to be stuck with him.
No, we're not giving him a significant. We know he's going to get fat, Nick. We know that.
That's coming from a fat guy too. I mean,
Baltimore.
I've always hated Najee. He just sucks. I don't.
It's really literally because I feel like he doesn't try. That's the worst
They
part.
play us, and then they play Kansas City.
Oh, 10-7. Good job, Steelers. I mean that they're cooked.
Who's your last game?
Are you kidding me? Cincinnati is winning that game.
Well, I mean, they didn't win the first one.
It doesn't matter. Steelers are going to be on a 2-game slide. Joe Burrow is not going to throw a pick 6 in this next game.
I bet,
especially knowing Bengals. I mean, they're in playoff mode right now.
So y'all said we got 3 games left.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh's got at least 1 W there. I don't know who it's against. They got 1. I promise you that. I
hope it's not against me.
I promise you, it's 0-3.
I'm not saying who is it against, but I promise they got 1.
If they win, it's going to be against the Chiefs.
I could see that.
We're winning. We're winning 2 of these.
Hey, I know. I'd be fine with it. I'd be completely fine with it. I think the Chiefs are the most overrated 12-1 team of all time.
First of all,
is that what they are? 12-1.
Is it safe to say that the Chiefs are the new Patriots?
No, not yet.
I think it's safe to say that.
I feel like the hate is real. For the Chiefs.
It is. Well, it's not necessarily the Chiefs' fault either, and I'll put it this way: as much as this might sound casual, it would be different if there's not a literally whole highlight reel.
Of refs calls giving them wins. I mean,
Yes.
I love Mahomes. Like I loved him a lot. Don't like him as much as I used to. I don't know. It's just tired of him winning. Want to see somebody else win. I want to see
And
Joe
it's
Burrow win,
not your-
Josh Allen, Lamar.
Definitely,
But
like Ryan said, it'd be
It's not your
different
Tom
if
Brady
you-
wins either. As much as I
Like-
hate to say it, Tom Brady did not need every fucking call to win. a
No,
game.
Mahomes. I saw a stat. He has had 18 or 19 interceptions called back for a penalty.
Oh, it's more than that, but that might just be this
And
year.
Tom had 6 in his whole career, and Tom played for 25 years. Mahomes has played for 6 years, 7 years, and he's already tripled the amount Tom had. Like the penalties are insane. Like the Falcons game, they lost to the Falcons. I mean, Kyle Pitts wide open, 3rd and goal or 4th and goal in the end zone. Blatant pass interference, no called. Chiefs escape with the win. Bullshit blocked field goal. Are you shitting me? That's
Listen.
the most bullshit I've ever seen in my life.
Listen, I thought Ryan was a conspiracy theorist. And I stopped paying attention to clips. Like for 4 weeks in a row, I watched every minute of the Chiefs games. And it's not even like they're hiding it.
No, it's obvious.
Like
fuck if you say something, you lose a bag if you say something about it.
Yep.
bro, if they're down by 4, it's 90 seconds on the clock, you lose. They're gonna get
The best way to beat
every
the Chiefs
call.
is you have to be up by at least 2 touchdowns if you're in the fourth quarter.
You got to be all maybe
2 and a field goal.
10.
Like I'm
10.
shocked when they played the Bills and Josh Allen got that game-winning rushing touchdown. I'm shocked they didn't call a holding or something to reverse it. Like I was stunned because it was a 2-point game, 3rd down. I think it might not have been 3rd down. I want to say it was. Josh Allen takes off 25-yard rush touchdown. I was shocked they didn't call it back.
I'm gonna look at it this way.
Ryan,
It
I
sucks
hate
we
to
had to
tell
be
you
the
this.
first team to do it because everybody thought, it's just Baltimore, being pissed because that was the first team they played. That's who they
Buddy,
lost
his
to.
toe was out of bounds. You can't. I mean,
I'm not 100% arguing with you that it's not,
1,000% his toe is out of bounds.
but if you look at that,
Josh Allen, I know you're not gonna like this, but Josh Allen is my MVP.
understandable. They got the better record right now.
I'm gonna tell you why. That fucking play in the snow where the guy handed him the ball back, he just fought his way to the end zone. I say, yeah, this is what puts him over Lamar this year.
Yeah, the only crazy part, obviously he has the better record this year, so I think it goes to him because last year, Lamar had a better record and it went to him. But I will say it's awfully funny to hear the same voices talking about Josh Allen's rushing touchdowns as the same voices that were saying those don't accumulate to nothing. Because I think he has 7 of those, maybe 8.
Hold on. I know you're not referring to anybody that's in.
No. Just mainstream media. Everybody before it was frowned upon to run in with the ball as a quarterback. It seemed to be when Lamar had all of his rushing touchdowns, but now Lamar has just as many touchdowns as Josh Allen throwing the ball, as far as total touchdowns as Josh Allen has.
See, that was Lamar's only fuck up to me last year. When he got down to the nitty gritty, he stopped doing what he does.
Yeah,
he tried to be a pocket princess, and
he did that against the Eagles, and they lost.
Oh no, I don't know if you analyzed that game too much, but Rashad Bateman went down the 3rd play of the game. Deontay Johnson wouldn't go into the game, so
Yeah, well, Deontay Johnson is
he's gone.
bitch.
That's kind of the Ravens' fault. Why would they even trade for him? And then they gave him the first 3 weeks. He got 5 snaps. Like, what are they doing?
But if you look at those 5 snaps, he got thrown the ball to. He dropped it. The other one, he slipped on the route tree. We got players making plays. As crazy as this sounds, not everybody hold their breath, but this is the best offense for Baltimore I've ever seen in my whole entire life, let alone if you would have asked me at the beginning of the season if Rashad Bateman was going to be in the top top 8 in receivers this year for touchdowns, I would have told you out your fucking mind. If you would have asked me if I would have thought he was having a better season than Zay Flowers, I also would have told you you're out of your fucking mind.
Hey, Ryan. I'm an old man. Let me go on a rant real quick. What is going on with the fucking NFL this year? Nick, I ain't talked to you in a while, Nick, but I need your fucking information on this too. What is going on with the NFL? We got quarterbacks that's saying, "Hey, I'm tired. Take me out the game." We got other fucking players who's just walking off the field in the middle of fucking games. What the fuck is going on? Like, we're paying these guys are getting paid out the ass. Quarterbacks don't take plays off. You can't just walk off the field in the middle of a fucking game. The bullshit. Johnson, I'm not going in the game.
It is wild that that's happened 3 different times this year. The Anthony Richardson thing, though, I mean, water under the bridge, 21 years old. He's got to learn. He learned. Never going to do that shit again, ever.
Yeah. You know what he should have said?
But, you know.
Let's run a run play.
Well, that's what they were going to do that regardless. So that's why everybody's acting like he pulled it. He didn't quit on his team. He was back out the next series, led a touchdown drive. So it's like
I don't get the quitting in the middle of games. Shit.
I agree he shouldn't have done it though. But I mean, bad.
What was the other player? I think he was a lineman or something. Just walked off the field.
Devondre Campbell this week for the 49ers.
With the 49ers, yeah.
You guys don't know, he played for Green Bay and he did that same shit, except it wasn't as noticed because like he was the guy, and I think he got hurt or whichever and came back, and then also
I mean, he honestly might not play again.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't,
because what he did was complete. He's been a replacement for Dre Greenlaw, and they told him, from my understanding, is they told him when they signed him, hey, you're basically our backup linebacker, but our starting linebacker's hurt for probably most of the whole season. So until he comes back, you're going to start. And then Dre Greenlaw, great linebacker, comes back healthy. And mid-game, he gets a little minor injury, I think it was, or just needed to take a play off, which quarterbacks aren't allowed to do. Fuck Anthony Richardson. Anyway, he wants to take a play off or whatever, is hurt. They ask him to go back in. He's like, nah, I'm done. Walks to the locker room, complete. That's an embarrassment. Completely quits on the team. That's quitting on the team. Totally different situations.
He should never be allowed on the NFL field again.
I mean, I'd almost say, like, I understand where Deontay Johnson's coming from being frustrated standpoint.
He's just a wide receiver.
Because he went from wide receiver 1 in Carolina to, I mean, obviously we realize, Carolina realized, obviously Pittsburgh definitely realized, but there's some more. You don't let, I guess, in my opinion, your number 1 guy, in my opinion, walk for a pick swap, and then like there's something else going on. You know what I'm saying? I was
more upset that we lost Juju.
No, understandable. I just look at it like, okay, so we have Zay. Rashad Bateman had already been doing decent, but it was the game before where we had all those drops, and then we was like, okay, maybe we need somebody. Well, maybe it was just the yips or whichever. But I mean, am I not to say that I think he potentially deserved reps over players like Tylan Wallace or even Nelson Aguilar because of his resume? Sure.
Why is Nelson Aguilar running routes? I mean, he's a blocking receiver. That's why he's in the league. That's the only reason he's still in the league is because he's a great blocker, but he drops a lot of passes.
I mean, he also makes a lot of clutch third down catches, because if you look at his third down percentage,
I was just about to say he's Lamar's savior on third down.
Yeah, but I mean,
But who's to say Deontay Johnson couldn't be if he's in the game?
Exactly.
But I don't know if this is one of those, if he's proven enough with his resume, given his work ethic and attitude issue, to be like, hey, I'm at least in the wide receiver 3 lineup, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it seemed to be every time we got him out there was an issue. He slipped on one critical third down against the Steelers when we had him in. And like, I understand it's an accident, but however, every time you get on the field, something happens.
I mean,
what's
why don't the Ravens? I mean, I know they got Zay Flowers, but I mean, why don't they just spend a first round draft pick on a good receiver, like an actual
I mean, we.
top 5 receiver in the
if you-
draft that they
If you
can
look
get?
at it,
I like Zay
Bateman,
Flowers,
Rashad
but-
Bateman.
No,
was
I'm
a
going to be
not
honest.
first-round wide
They're
receiver.
not. They're not.
Zay
They're not
Flowers was a
Pittsburgh.
first-round wide receiver.
Yeah, but Rashad Bateman is probably the worst first round receiver in the entire draft. He's having a great year.
I
Don't
mean,
get me wrong, but I mean, of the guys that were available,
Oh, and
it
yeah,
was
I'm not
it was a
arguing,
complete clown show pick of the guys that were available.
I mean,
But that's
but
on the
we
scouting
never
department.
have a top 5 pick. So to
No, you're right. You're right.
and I don't think that's Baltimore's identity ever going to trade into the top 5 for somebody unless it's in a dire need. I mean, hell, look where we took Lamar. We traded back with the New England Patriots to get Lamar at the last pick of the first round.
Unbelievable we fell that far. Unbelievable. And he's a
I
first-
was. I don't know
first
who
ballot
was
Hall of
around
Fame-
me, but I was watching the draft. I was like, man, we kind of do need a quarterback. I was thinking in my head. I was like, Lamar Jackson's still on the board. Oh, and I seen the Ravens trade. I was like, who the fuck are we getting? So I was just thinking in my head.
32 is crazy for a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Fun
I
fact.
mean, Tom went
I
this
got.
sixth round.
Hey, listen. Whenever you get some free time, just look where Randy Moss went in the draft. It's gonna
What-
throw you off.
What was it? Third round?
Late in the third round.
All right, gentlemen, we're about to wrap things up here. One thing I want to go over is let's go over this week's schedule for the NFL, and then we're gonna give each one of us are gonna put a leg in for a parlay this week. So
You got odds on there?
not odds, not yet currently. I mean, I could probably pull it up. Just put, I guess, one stat you want to see. I like to do player props, so that's up to you guys. But let's see, we got Houston and Kansas City. Is that on Saturday too?
Yeah, 2 games on Saturday.
Those are both on Saturday. Holy fuck!
Yeah, during the college football playoff.
Oh.
Fuck the NFL for that.
I'm gonna say I will take Derrick Henry for 100 yards this week. TJ Watt is banged up. They say that he is playing. However, if I was Pittsburgh, I know this kind of matters in some aspect, but I definitely at least let him rest a little bit because regardless, you're getting in the playoffs, and you're gonna have to see some more teams here soon. So, I know it might be important as far as the division. So. But I'll take Derrick Henry for 100 this week. And then we
throwing on our leg for the parlay first.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got New York at Atlanta. That's going to be a shitter. Detroit at Chicago. It's going to be division. I think Chicago should have won that Thanksgiving game, but
I'll take Gibbs for 100 all-purpose yards.
All-purpose yards. Okay.
I'll take Chase Brown touchdown and 80 plus rushing and receiving yards both.
Oh, so 160 total?
No,
Oh,
80
all-purpose yards?
80 all-purpose yards.
So
and
you
a
said
touchdown.
both. So I thought you meant.
I meant like and the touchdown.
I was
too.
like,
But
damn, he's stretching it there.
it's 2 plays, but it's one play.
Tennessee at Indianapolis. We got Los Angeles Rams at New York.
Rams, Colts. Sorry,
You're fine. Philly at Washington. What if Washington just shit in their Cheerios?
they won't. They won't. Philly is looking really good right now. A lot of Sirianni hate, but he is proven to be an absolutely elite coach.
I would love for them to get a little poop in their Cheerios.
I bet. Got Arizona at Carolina.
Sneaky Carolina win.
Minnesota at Seattle.
Minnesota for sure.
New England at Buffalo.
Buffalo lock of the week.
Jacksonville and Las Vegas. San Fran at Miami.
Jacksonville, Las Vegas. What an absolute shitter.
That's a 4:00 game.
They're all those Las Vegas games are there.
Yeah.
They suck.
San Francisco at Miami. Tampa at Dallas.
Tampa. I don't know, man. I love Tampa, but Dallas has been playing good football. We're going to find out. Buccaneers do normally shit on them, though.
The eve before Christmas Eve, you have New Orleans at Green Bay.
GB.
Green Bay for sure. And that San Francisco-Miami game is a tough game to pick, honestly, because both teams kind of suck and are not supposed to suck.
Hey, listen, if you ask Mr. Trey Riggs, the 49ers do not suck.
I've been talking about I was going back and forth with him about the Niners this week. He's like, I told him, I said, I think they're going 1-3 to end their season.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, they're probably going 4-0, 3-1 at worst. And I'm like, no. Because I think they're going to lose to the Dolphins. I said they would lose to the Rams. And then I think they have Cardinals. I think they'll beat the Cardinals because they already lost to them once. And then I want to say they might have another division game with the Seahawks.
I mean, you can't trust anybody who has a wing on their car, okay? All right, you can't trust that guy.
49ers down their first 3 running backs, back down to their 4th string and a waiver guy. Tough situation.
But they're doing great.
Hey, them and the Cowboys, man. I tell you what. But I appreciate everybody hopping on today. Looks like Big Timmy already skedaddled on us. Any last thoughts or comments you guys want to put on today?
Go Irish.
Shout out to Travis Hunter for winning that Heisman.
Yeah. Nah.
Big boy out there in Boulder. You know what I'm saying?
Lowest PFF grade of any Heisman winner of all time. G&T had the higher than anybody ever and doesn't win. Absolute blasphemy.
Hey man, this guy does it.
Just give him the awards because he plays the most snaps. Just give him all the awards. He does make plays, but didn't carry his team to the playoff.
He makes plays on both sides of the ball.
But he didn't carry his team to the playoff on his back, did he?
I mean, who? What's the other receivers out there in Boulder? Do we know any of them?
LeJonte Wester.
Do we know any other cornerbacks over there? No,
that's the name I was thinking of.
No,
I couldn't tell you a cornerback over there. He's a great cornerback. I think he should play corner in the league and maybe a little offensive package.
Imagine if he played safety, I think.
But
that'd be nice.
He won't be a game-changing receiver. He'll be an elite corner in the NFL. But
all right, boys, we appreciate everybody stopping in. Appreciate you guys bearing with us on our hiatus here, so we appreciate that. So
hey Nick, did you get the baby a bunch of stuff for Christmas?
We spent a little bit on her. You know, she ain't gonna remember it.
Yeah, not at all. I was just about to say, yeah, you spent a small fortune. They're not gonna even remember it.
Yeah.
Heard that. Well, we appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good one.
I've been plotting on a million.
Ooh, this a magnet.
Ever asked how I'm feeling, yeah. I've been plotting on a million. Everybody ask me how I'm feeling. I just tell them I'll be good in a minute. I'll be good in a minute. No more ducking bras when we winning. They just wanna play a part when we in it. Start to the finish. Wasn't from the start, so you can't finish. How some niggas trick up on me, now they missing. Now they all up on me, but I know that's for attention. I've been plotting on a million. I've been plotting on a million. Don't nobody know the feeling. Yeah, I've been plotting on a million. Everybody ask me how I'm feeling. I just tell them I'll be good in a minute.